Hey class, my name is Joshua Littlefield, and we are going to be talking about the culture in the South. So the reason I picked the culture in the South is one, my wife's from the South. I myself am a military brat, so I don't really have a culture other than, I guess, military life. And I know the assignment said culture, and I thought about it all week, and the reason I decided to do my wife's was I feel when we say culture, we always think about other ethnicities, and that's fine. But sometimes I think we forget that the culture can be vastly different from state to state, from region to region, just within the United States. And that's what I learned from my wife. So here are some things about the South that people might find interesting. One, the big one, everyone is Miss. Doesn't matter if you're married, doesn't matter if you have kids. I myself, to this day, still refer to people as Miss Ginger, Miss Maria, and they're both been married and have kids. Also, everyone is ma'am and sir. It doesn't matter if you are a 16-year-old running the cash register. It is sir, ma'am, 100%. It's really weird if you've never experienced it. Calling a 16-year-old, yes, ma'am, because they're technically the one in charge in that interaction. Sweet tea is next to godlyhood. When I say sweet, I don't mean like lightly sweetened. It's basically sugar water. And it's amazing. But yeah, like I don't even think Coca-Cola puts that much sugar in their stuff. It's very, very sugary. And another thing that goes through is this is a big one, and I actually kind of wanted to do some cultural research to figure it out when I first heard it. So growing up, I always referred to people as Mr. or Mrs., Miss, and your last name. In the South, it's all based off the first name. So when I was there with my wife and we're meeting neighbors, and she's like, "This is Mr. Tom, this is Mr. John, this is Mr. Greg," I rolled with it and I was interested in doing it. And then what I found is the reason that they go by their first name is families tend to not move out of an area. So, for instance, my last name is Littlefield. So, if we had moved there, or if my family had been there and I'd grown up there and there were all these Littlefields running around, there would be 25 Mr. Littlefields. Which one are you talking to? So that they would just go by, oh, that's Mr. Joshua, that's Miss Cassandra, regardless of the fact that my wife's married to me. So there you go. I hope you all find it interesting that the fact that you can go from region to region, state to state within the United States itself, and the culture itself can drastically change, even in ways that you wouldn't expect.